I am, as Bishop Boland said, the second Franciscan Bishop of Savannah. And I bring with me, I hope, a spirituality of simplicity and joy. St. Francis of Assisi, the founder of the Franciscan order, had a unique love for all of God's creatures because he saw in them a reflection and the imprint of God on each and every one of them. For almost 800 years, the Franciscans have been preaching about the love and the mercy of God. And Bishop Boland, I don't believe St. Francis of Assisi understands all of the differences among the men and women religious Franciscans throughout the world. But this friar and son of St. Francis will continue the mission of evangelization here as the Bishop of the Diocese of Savannah. I'm sure that most of you are aware that in September of 1597, 5 Spanish Franciscan friars were martyred in the resort islands off the coast of Georgia. They were martyred because they taught the native peoples that a Catholic man could not divorce and that they could only have one wife. And these gentle sons of St. Francis suffered and died for love of the sacrament of matrimony, and so became heroes of the Catholic faith. 4 centuries later, the cause of canonization of the 5 Franciscan martyrs has been submitted to Rome by the Diocese of Savannah. Maybe I could help move their cause along. As the Bishop of Savannah, I look forward to sharing a life of faith with all of you. Together we will walk the talk on our faith journey. We will break open the Word together. We will share the Eucharist together. We will welcome those new to the Catholic Church. We will feel God's infinite mercy together. We will celebrate the gifts of the Holy Spirit, and together we will pray for and anoint the sick and bury the dead and remember all of those who have gone before us. Together we will bless the brides and the grooms, and we will witness God's grace at work in those ordained as deacons and as priests. And we will pray that more will answer God's invitation to serve in the ministries of the church, of this local church. We must never forget the contribution to civil and human rights made by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a native son of the state of Georgia. We must continue to carry the torch of freedom and protect the rights of all people, regardless of their color or creed. We must continue to welcome the stranger into our churches and into our communities and safeguard the dignity of every human person. I cannot wait for the privilege of sharing these moments with the people of the Diocese of Savannah. I look forward to meeting and working together with the priests, the consecrated religious, and all of the laity of the parishes of the 90 counties of South Georgia. I think I'm going to need a helicopter rather than a car to travel to all of those counties. And finally, I ask that all who are ill or homebound and those who cannot be with us during these days of joyful celebration to please pray for me from their home, from their bed. I will remember the sick at every Mass I celebrate. And I ask for your prayers as I begin my life as the Bishop of Savannah, this wonderful gift from God. Thank you. I'll be happy to answer any questions or clarify anything in my biography or any questions about me that you wonder about. Yes, ma'am.
You said you spent the past 2 weeks together, is that right?
Yes.
When did you receive your letter from the Vatican?
It was a phone call from the Papal Nuncio in Washington on July the 5th. And had just happened to walk into my office on that Tuesday, and after the holiday, and oddly enough, my phone rang, and I picked it up, and there was this Italian accented voice that I didn't recognize, and I wasn't quite sure what he was saying to me until I heard some words that caught my attention, like Pope Benedict XVI and Diocese of Savannah, and my heart began to pound like it was going to come out of my chest. And of course, there is what is called the pontifical secret, which means that we are bound to secrecy until the Vatican makes public the selection, which was today at 6 a.m. our time, noon Vatican time. So it was through the phone call that I received word that I had been chosen, and couldn't tell a soul about it until Bishop Boland called me, and Archbishop Gregory called me, my provincial called me, because they were all notified, but that was it. And so we've been meeting in dark and shadowed places, using false names and all of that these last 2 weeks. So I'm glad my mother is very glad that now she can tell everybody what I was able to share with her just a few days ago. Any other questions? Yes, sir. From County Cork. My mother is a Hannafin, and my father's mother was a McNerney, and so 3/4 of my ancestry is from Ireland, and one from the Black Forest of Germany, Bavarian country. So I'm pretty much a mixed breed. Here's your chance.